2, 1, go.
Did it work?
Oh,
Oh, we fell.
it worked.
I like how we all have to micro adjust after we slide
Yeah.
in.
We can't
Okay.
get it perfectly. We can't get it perfectly.
They're friends, and he sees her as a manatee.
What's up? What's up? That's what Ethan would do. To the portable couch, we have our lovely 3 hosts and our lovely guest speaker. We want to introduce yourself, stranger?
My name is Tim. I go to the Austin Church down in Austin. And yeah.
Cool. All right. Single, age, everything?
Single, 18, turning 19 on the 29th.
Oh, March. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Currently in school.
How many?
Currently in school. On spring break right now, though.
Nice. And how many sheets of toilet paper?
4.
Okay.
You
Okay.
capped
Wait,
it?
is that not right?
What?
No,
4?
yeah,
Okay.
four is fine, but that's like the max. Okay, don't go any
No,
higher
that's
than
too much. You're weird.
That's
That's too much.
extravagant.
No,
Yeah,
no,
so
no, no, no.
You're
No, I just-
you're privileged.
I roll it. So it's like 1, 2.
See, he's the roller.
Oh my
I'm telling you.
that.
I didn't believe
Wait,
it. I didn't
Wait,
think you were
You
real.
guys exist?
Oh,
Wait,
what?
what?
He's like a unicorn.
You're blowing my mind.
Let me
I
explain.
didn't believe
Let
people
me
like
explain.
that actually
Let me
exist.
explain. Let me explain. So
The
toilet's right
glove?
here. I grab under it and I go 1, 2, 3, 2. But then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 because you do 2 rotations. And then I tear it, and then
So you wrap it around like a glove, and you just,
What?
so that you don't grab it
No,
at all.
no,
You
no.
just,
no. I wrap it, I pull it out, hold it as 1.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
why not just fold it?
It's like a faster way of folding it. It's folding as I get it instead of folding.
Oh, I was always under the impression they like kept it like a glove.
Yeah, that's what I
No,
thought.
no. That's weird. That's strange.
Like a hand mitten.
Okay.
I don't roll.
Okay,
I mean,
he's
hand
not.
glove, not a glove.
He's not completely strange.
It's like
Yeah.
like taking something out the oven. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry to start with some bathroom talk, but we just came back from a big event this weekend, right?
Mhm.
How'd you guys like coming to Houston for the Wreath Rally?
Are we allowed to be honest on this podcast? Are we allowed to be
Can I
honest? Are we
Yeah.
allowed to be honest on this pod? No one's.
We'll cut it out, right?
It was mid.
Of course.
It was
I think
mid.
it was. Yes. I think mid might be the right word, but also not the right word.
I mean, to be fair, I was tired.
All right, peace. I'm out.
I expected more, to be honest.
What did you
Okay.
expect as your first youth rally?
As my first rally in Texas. Honest, right? 100 honest? It's all feedback. I thought it was a little bit unorganized.
Okay.
Format was a little strange to me.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Message was good. I like my slash. Thank you.
Let's go.
Love you.
The message was
Okay.
good.
Good answer. Good answer.
Devotion was kind of weird timing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I completely get it.
Like midday after a worship thing, and then Bible study did not feel like a Bible study thing.
Yes. Okay.
Gotcha.
Cool.
But it was
Honest-
fun. Games was fun. Everything was good.
I think I mostly agree with you. We were supposed to do like some the icebreaker like first before worship, like but one of the guys got like stuck in like traffic because they like shut down the road or whatever. So he didn't come. And so we were like, all right, we'll just move it to some other part of the day. But then he like showed up early enough, so then they're like, okay, we'll do it. But then we're already like behind on time. So it was super unorganized at that point because it got like the schedule was just like thrown out the window. Like when I got up to preach, I was like an hour behind. So it like became super fast, and then so they kind of moved stuff around. Like games was supposed to be right after lunch, and then we'll go to like devotion, and then Bible study. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. uh, for the most part. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a
It was
little
fun though.
biased. I was tired. I was tired the whole way through. I was pushing.
No, yeah,
was going through.
I was preaching, and then I like looked down in the audience, and I saw Ethan's eyes close, and
Oh
they're like,
man.
No, I was awake the whole time. I was awake the whole time.
my heart like sunk. I was like, dang it.
No, honestly, I have a few critiques about your message, but
That's fine. I am practicing.
no, it was a good message. It was a good message, but I don't know. Were you? Maybe it was a time thing, but I feel like I don't know. You're talking really fast. It was hard to digest.
Yes, I am a very fast talker. And it's also like because I'm really trying to keep it timely. That's why we were like lunch was so short and stuff. We're just like we're trying to save as much time. So I was like kind of flying through it, and then when I get nervous, I just go. So I'm
You were
trying to like
going.
do the more like slow and then like pause, and just like people digest it. But yeah,
I have a question.
yeah.
I've heard you give a message twice. So at the
Okay.
rally and the summer camp
Oh.
of last year. Like from the speaker perspective, like how do you go into it? Like how do you
How do
prepare
I-
the message and all that? Or yeah.
So I'm not really good at public speaking, so I like write it almost all down.
Mm.
So like I have like a whole like 3,000 word almost like script. But then when I get up to preach, it's like mostly like I kind of know from already preparing what I'm going to say. So I kind of like loosely follow it. But then one of my issues right now is that when I lose myself, I like glance back and I like try to quickly find where I am. And so I end up skipping things or I end up repeating things a lot. And so I've been trying to change that. Um, I'm reading this book by a really good preacher, and I like literally just read it, and he's like, if you write down your whole like sermon, like that's bad. Like you want to change that. And I was like, yeah, yeah. But he has a lot of grace, and it's like it might start that way, but then you need to move on to like understanding just the main gist of your message, and then like letting it be free, rather than like having a whole printed thing. But you got to start somewhere, is what he says. So we're working on it. I think there's probably like I'm getting close to 10 times. I think I can still count my hands how many times I preached, but uh, we're just practicing and you know trying to get better. And yeah,
Cool. Do you
I don't know
rehearse?
why. Oh,
Oh my bad.
yeah. I try to rehearse, and so mostly for time. Uh, but like it's a little bit different when I like rehearse because there's no audience. So I do the same thing. Like I just talk, 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 and then it's like done. And I was like, yeah, that was 30 minutes. And then on the day of, you try to be a little bit more free. Like, hey, maybe that didn't land as well as you wanted it to. So then you try to clarify or add extra stories or clarification stuff. And then it like starts to add on time.
are you good at reading the crowd?
No. Like you can tell like usually in the beginning where I feel like confident and good because like I just started, I'm okay with like looking and like trying to read it. But then when I'm like running out of time or like trying to go, then I start looking at my notes more, and then I like stop interacting with the crowd. Um, which is another thing. Like preaching is like an interaction between the pulpit and the pew, and so the preacher should be able to gauge and understand like how the crowd is interacting back with him, and yeah, knowing if he needs to clarify things or move on or something like that. Yeah.
Do you have any cues from the congregation?
Have any cues? Most of the times when people are not paying attention, I'm like, okay, I'm losing them. So like I like Tyvin is like, I like learn a lot from him, and I see sometimes he interacts with the crowd, or just says some things to just catch their attention and bring it back. And I need to implement more of those things when I notice that I'm losing people.
You had me in the
Yeah.
first half. I was really intrigued by the rock climbing. Honestly, I still kind of don't get the analogy, but I was intrigued.
Yeah, I was trying to go like I thought something that would be beneficial is like being huge and like super strong, like so like that bodybuilder. But it's actually like a liability or like loss for him because he has so much more weight that he needs to move, and his grip strength is probably not as like strong and developed for rock climbing than the rock climber guy. So I was kind of show that what I thought was helpful or like a asset or gain was actually loss when it comes to like rock climbing. Like you think having a lot of muscles and stuff would help you, but it didn't really. It was actually hurting him. So that was the idea. But then like at the very end, it's like, but when he had a good teacher and was like following the other guy and he was showing him how to do it, he was able to climb. So it's like you can turn your assets back, your liabilities into assets, and like God can redeem those things for you. But yeah,
I got it.
I also notice I start off usually strong because I spend most of my time in the beginning, and then when it comes to the end, I'm like, oh, I gotta finish, I gotta run, I gotta wrap up or something so that it loses them. But yeah,
No,
I mean,
it was good.
I love your feedback. I'd love to talk about it a lot, but we're practicing. I'm very grateful for like Pastor Miller and other leaders like allowing me to practice. I wouldn't be able to get better if I just wasn't in the field.
Good.
How many times have you done it?
Preaching?
Yeah.
I think less than 10 still.
Oh wow.
Last year was probably the most I've ever done.
Hmm.
And now I'm like super ramped up. That was my second message in a month. And so I'm preaching not this week, but the week after again.
Dang. Wonderful couch, making waves.
So if
But yeah.
GP ever has an event and we think of a guest speaker, I'm just like, hey, we gotta do like 3-4 hours away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you give me the opportunity, if God has a message, I'll try. But
Oh shoot, he driving? He
yeah,
getting here Sunday?
yeah.
So
You just gotta let me know.
if something happens worship night, you coming down? Oh, we have a person right here.
Oh.
And he got a message prepared and everything already.
I knew this was gonna happen.
By the way,
So
there's at least
when it
5
comes to
churches.
rock climbing,
The same. Hold up.
He cycles it.
No, but instead of the guy, he uses David. Do you want to be this guy, or do you want to be this guy?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, but youth rally was. I don't know. I kind of don't remember the last youth rallies, but how does it
it
compare to
was
the last youth
your
one?
church,
Yeah.
and
But-
I think I like that format a little bit better. We had a little bit more interactive stuff, like the panel and the workshops. If you remember,
Oh, that was the
Yeah.
panel one. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
With that one of the pastors from your area. And like like the middle school, high school like workshop, the college career workshop and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I think that was good. But also requires a little bit more manpower um and like coordination. So yeah, we'll see how we can improve, but we need your feedback. So there's no official form, maybe there used to be one. Or you can just leave a comment in the comment section.
Mm. Yeah, I was pretty dead the second half. So I was also like starting to tune out right after devotion or like even during. I was like, oh crap. And then yeah. But yeah, it's weird. Driving to Houston, it was fine. But after I think it's the social interaction and the like a long day and it's like, oh, driving home now it's like luckily I had someone drive home for me. So I was like, oh, but Ethan had to drive home.
I did not.
Yeah.
And so when I drove back, I had to sleep in the car
One of
for
my
a few minutes.
one of my youth members, I sat in the back of my car and my friend was driving in my car, and then one of my youth members next to me, he was like, I was like struggling to like like sleep in the car, like your neck like but like you're in the window side, so you like you lean in the window or whatever it is, but I was like, it's just so difficult. And my youth member next to me, he had a shirt, an extra shirt, and he was basically made like a knot and hung it to the hanger and let this like whole like loop. Like okay, it sounds bad, but it's like whole loop and then hang down from the hanger. And he was like, David, try this. And I was like, I put my head right here and I just napped for like 3 hours straight. And I was like, wait,
Wait, that's so
oh my
good.
gosh, the tech is crazy. My neck doesn't hurt at all. The only thing you need to be careful about
What
is
the
like
heck?
your
Trying to bring that on the airplane. People see it like, what's that guy doing?
the only thing that might be like you may be careful of is like if he goes too close to the neck, you might clench your jaw the whole time, and then you wake up like you clenched your jaw the whole time. But that wasn't me. I was like, I had a really great sleep. My neck didn't hurt at all, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
wait, you're so smart for this. But then it looks
He was
bad,
like-
honestly, from the outside.
Yeah,
it's like-
if you got
it's
in
like
a
a
car
head-
accident.
Head, what's it called, a hammock?
A head hammock? Yeah.
Head hammock.
Headache.
Head hammock.
Headache.
That's just headache. Just a
Yeah.
headache.
Headache? Yeah, but overall it was great seeing everyone, honestly, in my opinion. I think youth rallies and stuff like that usually is just the community that I look forward to. And of course the content and everything, but community is always great to see. So that's always a good highlight.
I think always at first is just to gather the people. But yeah, I do want to move on and like see if we can plan and do. I don't want to say better things, but yeah, better.
I don't know. Youth rallies are like, they're one day, and
It's definitely tough, yeah, but I don't know. We can
it's hard
find
to
a
make
good
the
balance.
most out of it, I guess.
Yeah,
Youth camp,
I-
you got 3 days to make it work.
yeah. I thought the one last year in Grand Prairie, I really enjoyed that one.
Oh.
I'm not sure how everyone else feels, but yeah, I like the format. You know, it was free. Well, not free, but like more engaging, I guess. Yeah,
Mhm. I get that.
like this one had a stronger aspect on like groups and stuff.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. My feedback, I mean, just me, but like the instantly getting into small groups kind of thing. I don't mind the small group aspect. It's just like, again, like last year, it was more free reign in terms of like interaction and like, you know, workshops were there, a panel, more. I felt less time constricting for sure, but that's just because we were short on time in this case. So I'm not gonna blame it on that. But it was, I still thought it was okay. It's just, yeah, things could always be better, for sure.
I have another point of input.
Yeah.
Back in Cali, when we had youth rallies or VAY rallies, they were more, I would say, like fellowship orientated. So how the format would usually go is we would check in or arrival. We would do like a little service thing. So it's like worship as we did at this rally, a very short sermon or like a very short message. And then everything else is like either table talks, if you guys know what that is. It's like you split into different topics. And there's a person leading it and another mini message, but then the people can choose which one to go to. Or we have what are they called? Workshops, where like it's teaching something or more like practical things. So like we might have a worship workshop or there's more like workshops that like help you in your own local church. And then there would be like a little closing thing and then lunch. I felt this one was more like,
Wait, that's all before lunch?
Wait, lunch before lunch?
Or
yeah,
you mean
Okay, but in California, they all live next to each other. So, like,
That's
it's
not
short drive.
true?
that's not true. That's not true. That's
They
not true.
all live next to each other.
No. We also make the 2.5-hour drive.
Wait, where are you
It's not-
from?
I'm from San Jose, Bay Area.
Oh, San Jose. Okay.
And then we would go up to, I remember we would drive up to Sacramento for the rallies, which is about 2.5 hours, and that's a
Okay.
structure. And I feel like it was different for me because that one was more like fellowship orientated, where like, oh yeah, meet new people, make new friends, build these relationships. Where this one I felt was more like message orientated, because there was a message on one passage, there was a devotion on another passage, and then there was a Bible study on another passage. So I think just like different formatting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's ever been like this.
It's never been like this, by the way. Yeah.
Mm.
So like the one last year was we got together, worship, message. We had workshops, so like for different age range,
Yeah.
lunch, like icebreakers, games or something. Then we had a panel for like people to ask
Oh, that's
questions and
cool.
stuff.
Like a Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Q&A. And I think that's all I remember really.
And then
Yeah.
worship.
I
And then
thought
that's
the
it.
panel was the most interesting part.
Yeah. But I really like what you said, Tim, like the discussion or like topic tables or something.
Table talks.
Table talks, yeah. I'm gonna have to write that down.
Maybe it'll be in Austin, and Tim will just
Isn't table
bring
talks
it
just
up.
like workshop,
Nah.
basically?
Yeah, they're similar. But how we separated the two, or how I noticed it was separated, was workshop was usually more like practical things.
Uh-huh.
Like I always attended the sound and tech or worship one because that's what I'm most involved in my church. So I usually go to those ones. But there's ones for like different form of ministries that we had.
Was this rally? Was your rally more like for career or college, or is it like EM?
Yeah, it was middle school and up.
Wow, middle school and
But
high school.
but like
Like sound
usually
tech?
no, but middle school would have like a middle school thing,
Ah,
and then the rest would split up into whatever they
for
chose. And
worship.
whatnot.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's I don't know. Does anyone have anything else to say about the youth rally, or because we got Tim, we got the goat himself on,
The best
and
Valorant player in all of VAY, Texas.
you know, like you said, he came
heard
from
me.
California, so he thinks he's better or something.
He thinks he's
Oh, don't make this a California thing. That's just a Tim thing.
Californians,
Bro,
bad drivers.
Tim
bad-
is wild, bro. Tim is wild. He like
Thing.
we had to convince him to keep his shirt on for the podcast.
Okay, that's not true either. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But I do think that clothing suck. I hate wearing clothes. I think they're so uncomfortable. I don't know why.
Yeah, but you
Wait,
know,
question.
you from California.
Question.
Oh, what
Do you guys have bottoms on? Do you guys have shorts or pants right now?
do you? You answer it first.
You're asking something you don't.
I'm asking you guys. I asked
They got
first.
shorts on.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay.
Uh,
It was wild. It was wild.
can we say we're clothed?
No,
We're
because
clothed.
like how I thought about it was like when it was COVID time and I had online classes, I would only put on a shirt and then pop out of
Okay.
bed and turn on the camera and do whatever. But you know,
Wait, so like commando. Is that the word?
yeah. Command.
oh, Commando's.
Just
normal.
underwear?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
so
it's
not
okay,
Yeah.
yes.
not like
Free
bare,
urn. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because I just don't want my chair to
weird.
be dirty.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
at least we can
Commando's
draw the
fine.
line there.
Commando's. Yeah. Commando's normal. I think.
No, yeah. If anything, like just basketball shorts or something on. That's it.
Yeah, but Tim just moved from California over to the Texas.
It's been 6 months. It's not just.
Nope, just
That's
moved
it.
over.
No, it's
so he's
not
a baby.
6
He's a
months.
baby.
I'm a Texan now. Full on Texan. No,
But I
not
heard
yet.
you want to go back to California. What the heck? You're wild.
All right, I'll say this. I like Texas better, like the place in general, but I miss the people from California because they're the ones I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
that
miss the
makes sense.
people, not so the place. Yeah.
Mm.
Except for the
Sure.
weather. I miss California weather.
Sure.
Yeah.
California seems like an awful place to live. From
If you
stories.
no. If you pull up the weather right now in Texas or in Austin, today was cool, and then it gets super hot tomorrow, and then it rains later in the week and it gets super cold.
Yeah.
It's so like random.
That's Texas. Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
everywhere.
No.
Oh,
Cali's
never mind.
pretty standard. Yeah.
Cali's like
That's-
consistent.
consistently good. Dang.
Consistently like something at least.
Yeah, something. It would be hot, and then
We're
normal or
consistent.
hot cold.
We're
Consistently
consistently
different.
irregular.
You guys are consistently inconsistent. like
No,
that.
our summers
Yeah.
are very consistent. We're
Oh,
hot.
yeah. Hot.
Well, that's true. But like, for example, it's spring and like it was raining a few days ago, and now it's not raining. Now it's cold, and then it gets hot, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
I thought we were in spring, but then like Thursday happened and I was cold. Or something happened. Actually, no. it
Yeah,
was
Saturday was pretty cold.
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday was cold.
Yeah,
You
dude, it
said
was
at the
great.
rally?
Yeah.
I thought I was
Good
gonna wear
weather.
shorts. I walked outside and I
I was
couldn't
like, oh,
change.
shoot.
I went back in to change.
Yeah, I walked outside like, oh, need a jacket or something.
Mhm.
I can't wait to show off my cool shorts. And then I didn't.
Can't wait to show how he showers his legs last week.
Now I'm self-conscious, bro. I like get in the shower, like I gotta wash my feet. I gotta wash my legs.
No, you gotta wash your feet. You got
Feet
to.
are pretty important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, someone's gonna grab your shoe, or like you take off your shoes and it's over. Oh, there's this ton time at a youth camp skip a while ago. Like there's a skip where people have to throw shoes because like people like flat Earth versus round Earth, and so like people throw the shoes, and they would throw from one end, and someone will throw the other pair of shoe from the other end, thinking like the world is round. But anyways, people were throwing their shoes a bunch, and I was like in the front, and I was like, I was like, oh gosh, this
Oh,
is terrible.
I was in the back. So it was awesome.
But yeah, I mean, how's Texas treating you so far in terms of like the outside of weather? How's Austin church? How's community?
I like it a lot. At first, it was kind of difficult because I was kind of like, boop, bop, knew everything, new church, new school. I don't know anybody. It was a little hard to adjust, but you manage, but because you kind of have to, right? But I think I would say I got pretty close with the church pretty quick. I love everyone there. They're great. Worship is fun. We have Bible studies on Thursdays. Everything's good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Tim seems like the person that will just get along with everyone. He's not like me. I'm not extroverted like that. This guy he's out there.
You know, that's
All
the
the
thing.
Austin people get him. All the Austin people get the extroverted people.
That's the thing though. Like
Yeah.
Tim was my in my camp group this past year, and I thought because my group were all seniors and they all been together for the past year or two in their group, same group, believe it in the same group. But then I saw Tim, I didn't recognize him, and I was a new person too in the group as a leader. But then I was like, I thought Tim was already like acquainted with everyone because he's like sitting next to each other, everyone. He's like already buddy with everyone. I was like, and then I thought he was already acquainted and like everyone knew him. No, that's his first time meeting everyone. I was like, wait, what? And then also, this is his first time going to VY Texas or like our region because he hasn't met the Austin people either. Because that's his first time in general in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, this guy like easily can
So sociable, man.
so easily can like
I just think
move in.
I like people. I like human connection. I think I struggle to be alone, to be honest, like with my
Oh,
own
wow.
thoughts. But I'm super good with people. I think I can hold conversations and speak a lot. And I just like making friends because life is more
Mm.
fun with friends.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
true.
yeah, I agree.
I'm just scared of people.
You can't be alone, viewers. You can't be alone.
We'll be your
Um,
friends. We'll be your friends. Right, Ethan?
well, yeah. But honestly, bro, I love people like Tim, bro. So extroverted, easy to talk to, man. You don't have to like think about what you're gonna say. He'll come up with something. Don't you worry.
Mhm.
He'll come up with something and he'll make the conversation flow.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate about Tim too. Yeah,
I feel like you're like that too, though, David.
yeah. I'm more diet. I feel like diet.
He's
Tim.
definitely more diet.
That's what
I think-
I never understood. Because I remember one time me and Ethan was talking about it, or on one of your podcasts, you're talking about if you guys are introvert or extroverted, and you guys said David was like he could be either or, but I don't think I've ever seen a introverted David.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I think of
Hmm.
extroverted people, I think of like the most extroverted people I know are like you and Justin. Like those are like they are out there. They are
My
like
From Austin.
vocal. Yeah,
you're Justin.
they're vocal. And David is like not introverted. Like he's not like me, but you know, he like I don't know. It's just not the same energy, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think like David can bring like a shy vibe and like he's,
Charisma. Charisma.
he's there, but
Charisma?
like he's just like lets everyone else.
No,
do
he's
their
like
thing.
an adorable. You're like, oh, he's so cute, man. And then you're like, oh, I want to go talk to him. He's so adorable.
I can see that. I can see that.
You
It's like a little
Not the one
puppy.
I
see
go
him
with that.
emceeing? Bro, he was so adorable, bro. I can't believe it.
I love his MCing. You guys did super
Dude,
good
did
for the Christmas concert that I went to, and for the rally. It was super fun. Really entertaining.
He's adorable, bro.
Did no one understand what I meant by like who drove to up to an hour? Like just like
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you,
okay,
Yeah,
that was
no one. Yeah, that
no.
was. So,
you worded that weird.
that was
Yeah, no.
that was not the right.
Yeah, we
way to
don't.
say
We
that.
don't. Hey, GP doesn't claim that statement. All right, that's just him. All right.
I thought that made sense. You
That's
drive
not-
up anywhere
No, that made
from
no
0
sense,
to an
buddy.
hour.
That made no sense, buddy. That made no sense. But that's
Less than
why
an
we
hour may
love
probably
him.
make sense, I guess.
That's why we love him.
It's
Oh
the
my God.
charisma speaking.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be like, who drove less than an hour or less than 2 hours?
Yeah,
Up to. I was like, wait a second. I had to think about which
I
way.
thought it was actually making sense, and then I saw Maggie in the back. Her face was like, and I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, I was confused too.
And I was like, oh
Most
crap.
people
And
were.
Maggie makes that face, and then something's up. Yeah, I don't know. I think introverted, extroverted. I could be both. It's just I don't know. Not necessarily introverted. I think I do have a battery. I don't know, Tim, if you have a battery or not. I have definitely a social battery, but it's pretty big, I guess. Like enough. Like I have enough battery to socialize for a while. But I too think I can't be alone for like longer than. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather. I'm usually the one that initiates in our friend group to hang out or something like that. So that's just me because I really.
Well,
miss it.
that says something about GP, I guess.
yeah.
Everyone's. I mean, nah, I wouldn't say that.
But I usually tend to like if I haven't seen someone for a while I'm the one that likes Discord calls at nights and et cetera, so I want to talk to people, but sometimes I do want to be in my safe space, so whether that be alone or not, but safe space.
Can you explain the battery thing? I always hear people talk about like, their social battery, but like, what does that really mean?
So
I
what
think
charges
Ethan and
you?
Andrew, I think Ethan and Andrew can explain better.
What charges you? Interacting with people or not interacting with people? So if you get rest from being alone, then that charges like your social battery to go out again. And then when you interact, then you like drain the battery. And like, okay, I'm out. Like I'm tired of talking to people. I have to be alone again. Or that's like an introvert or like an extrovert. They'll be like the opposite. So they want it to like refill their battery. They'll talk to people. And to like it drains when they're not around people, when they're alone.
Yeah, like interacting with people like all day. So like the youth rally, like I can do it, but then like by the time like Sunday rolled around, I was like, I don't know, I just like don't want to talk to anyone anymore. So I like to sit there like pretty quietly at church and then like leave a little bit early. So I just feel exhausted and tired after interacting with people. So I need to go home and like be quiet and alone. And then I feel like, all right, let's go talk to more people because I feel recharged and everything.
Is it like when you run out of battery, you can't talk to you? Is it you don't want to, or you can't? Like you're too tired, or you just don't want to?
I
Both.
it's not like don't. It might be like don't want to, but like honestly, like sometimes when I'm with the people and I feel like exhausted and tired, like my brain doesn't think anymore. Like people are just talking, and I'm like, yeah, and then I answer, but then like my brain's not like running
It goes
anything
like in
else.
and out. It goes in and out.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. You ever like talk to someone who doesn't want to talk back to you? Like they just give you like straight up answers. It's like I answer your question and then my brain just shuts off, and it's like it's not like trying to link to the next topic or like carry the conversation. It's just like doing the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting.
For me,
It makes sense.
it's
Yeah.
more like. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I'm not really introverted then. It's more just like I don't know. It's not really being alone. It's just being in my safe space. Not necessarily I have to be alone, but like for example, my computer, my car. That's my safe space. I don't know, to me. And so whether I'm talking to people or not doesn't really matter. But I just want to be in my safe space. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess I'm more extroverted, but diet. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Usually that brain thing when I can't carry the conversation anymore, or like I give like short worded answers is like I'm just tired. So for example, youth rally, like near the end, like if someone talked to me, like it's so like I don't know where the energy comes from. Like you start talking about the podcast, okay, I'll go off. But like if it's like I don't know, like something else, like work, oh don't talk about work with me right now. Like oh yeah, I work at a clinic. That's it. So
You look really
Um,
tired, but you guys were taking the church photos
oh so tired, dude. So tired.
at the
I'm
very
mentally
end.
tired.
I caught Ethan lacking, bruh. What's it called? Ethan's like, "What's going on? I'm so dead." I was like, "I'm dead too." I was looking at his Discord, and you know how it shows like if you're in the mobile, like what's your activity on Spotify. He was listening to something on Spotify during the Bible study, and I was like, "Wait, how are you listening to something on Spotify?" I'm looking at him. He's like right behind me. I was like, "Wait, wait, his left ear has no AirPod. Wait, the right ear." And I was like, "Does your right ear have an AirPod right now?" He starts chuckling, and I was like, "I got you, didn't I? I got you, didn't I?" He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, "Do 180," and then somehow he stuck it out, and he showed me. I was like, "Yo."
Sneaky.
I'm not gonna lie, that Bible study was not it. So
I think it was
yeah.
odd having two people do it. Like Dirk wrote it, but
Yeah,
Tyson
that
was like
was
leading it,
was
and
Duke
so I don't
supposed to
think
be there?
no, he couldn't.
Mm.
So it ended up like some people couldn't come, and yeah, it was all over. And then time wise and stuff, and I think just what was the expectations and whatever, like it's just not clear and shared among all the people. So it was a
Mm.
little odd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Question though. I had one of our past guest speakers, our first one, Lily. She asked Ethan and I a question a while ago, actually at the last youth rally, when we took her somewhere. And I remember this question because we were talking about extroverted and introverted. But like, for example, is extroverted and introverted, specifically introverted, as introverts, Ethan or whoever, like, sharing the gospel wise, is that a hindrance? Is that something that you can build up on, or just because it's my personality, I'm going to stay where I'm at, kind of thing?
I think because like we tend to think like introverted people don't want to talk to people. That's like, oh yeah, it's a hindrance. But I think like nowadays the definition is moving towards like, yeah, like where do you get your energy? Like what drains you, it makes you tired or whatever. And that's like the better definition for introverted, extroverted. So like I can do bursts of like talking and like interacting. So like youth rallies, like huge bursts, like I'll do it. And that's not like I don't enjoy it. It's like I do like being with people. It's just like after a while, like I feel like I need to be alone more and like rest. Um, so for me, like introvert, extrovert is not really like that hindrance. It's just like my mindset when it comes to talking to people. It's like feel awkward and like to me, I put that hindrance on myself, and so
Mhm.
that would probably I mean obviously not good, but that's more of like I feel like it's not a introverted extroverted thing. It's more just like shyness,
Mhm.
awkwardness feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a person that doesn't want to talk to people, I gotta learn how to talk to people to share the gospel. I think it's something you gotta learn. It's just something you gotta do. And I struggle. I tried once. It was not good. I tried it by myself at a Walmart with the. Oh gosh, I don't want to remember it. No, let's do it. Next story. Okay. Gosh, it was-
Hey, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah. Once you like, you gotta get your practice in, and then I think it'll become more natural. But you gotta for us, I guess, to overcome that just barrier of like, I don't know. I like being alone and not talking to people, so yeah, it makes it a little difficult.
Hmm.
But like, I'm trying. Like, one thing I'm working on recently is saying goodbye to people. So
Yeah, you. Oh, your Irish goodbyes suck, dude. I hate people who just don't say
Shut
Irish
up.
goodbye.
goodbyes.
I just like an Irish goodbye says like you just leave without saying goodbye to anyone.
I love those.
Exactly. It's
You
like, you know,
guys,
You guys
all
are
you
the.
guys do that. All of
we
listen.
it's so
No.
easy.
Let me go.
Bro, like you don't care if I leave. Come on, let's be honest.
What?
Yes, I do.
Come
Listen.
on.
Okay, for people who don't know, we play Valorant. Well, me, David, and Ethan. We play Valorant a lot. Almost every day, maybe. It used to be more back then.
No, it's just more recent that we've been doing it a lot.
But listen, they would leave. They would join call, and we would play. And then when we finished, they would just leave. No one says goodnight. No one says goodbye. And I was like, oh, maybe they don't like me. But then David was like, no, they just don't ever say goodbye. I was like, what? That's so strange to me. It's so weird to me hear
What?
the Discord sound disconnects. You know the disconnect sound?
First of all, like when I'm leaving, it's like okay, if everyone's leaving, I'll say goodbye. Like okay, good night, guys, and then everyone says good night, and then we dip. But sometimes I'm like, y'all are talking, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to interrupt the conversation. I'm just gonna dip, and then I just dip.
Aw. I like it better when people say goodbye.
See?
Because I want to say bye to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's what thing we're working on.
You can't believe
Trying
like
to say goodbye.
can't believe like at the youth rally near the end when we got food and everything. I was like, wait. I saw my group come back after eating the Viet food. I was like, where's the rest of the people in the Viet food? Where's Andrew? Where's Howell? Where's everyone? And then I was like, wait, they just left. And then I was like looking for Tim too, but we already went into our car. I was like, oh crap. And I was like, oh man, I get to say goodbye to anyone.
Yeah,
No,
I
we were
told you.
still at the restaurant.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
said
we didn't
anything. And I was like,
leave.
I wanted to say goodbye.
Afterwards, I called you to say bye through FaceTime.
Yeah, he did. I was like, oh man, where'd Tim go? And I was like, I
It's
lost him.
weird. It's weird when you don't say bye.
I said goodbye to Frank and some other friends, so that's good. But like, I just
You know, ever since Tim said that in the Discord, I can't stop thinking about. I should probably say bye,
Mhm.
but sometimes I just don't want to. So I just leave.
Everyone says bye now, except for Ann and Jaden.
yeah, no,
And
they're
yeah.
yeah.
No, they just leave. Yeah, if
just
they don't
leave.
like what they're seeing, they just
If
dip.
they don't like what they're hearing. Bye bye.
I ate with them after the youth rally, and I didn't even get to say bye to them.
Dude.
I don't
Oh
think. I don't,
man. I guess
I don't
Irish
think I said-
goodbyes.
goodbye to anyone at the youth rally.
No, I can't. I had to say
Yeah.
goodbye to everyone, bro.
Wait, I even said bye and then came back because I had to run an errand. So I walked around to each person and said bye to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think saying bye is awesome.
Yeah, I want to see y'all off.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're lame.
We're working. I'm working on it. Ethan, are you working on it?
No.
No.
I'll do it. Okay. If I really dang it, I don't want to say that. No, I'm not saying that.
If I really care about you, I'll say goodbye. That's what he was saying.
Oh no.
Dang
This
it.
guy.
You know what? I'm just a apathetic person, man. I'm like, they probably don't care if I go, so I'm just not gonna say anything and just dip.
I care, Ethan. We care.
All right. What about the other side? Like saying hello.
Okay,
Like-
then they don't do
You
Well,
don't
that.
have to.
If I'm comfortable
I'm like,
with
this is
them.
okay.
I
I'm just like,
eventually
hey,
I'll talk-
hi.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait,
Eventually
what's
you
If I don't know their names, I try to avoid them at all costs.
wait. So what's the alternative? Not like if you don't say hi, you just like walk past each other.
Well, then eventually, like, oh, what's up? Or like, not what's up, but like also like just like through conversation, like, hey, like, oh, you still play, whatever, like, whatever. So it's like I don't necessarily
Yeah.
like see you at first glance, immediately say hi, but like we'll catch up eventually. And
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
no need for me to go like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then get stuck in conversation. Like, oh, we'll talk later.
well, that's
maybe.
why.
I just do hi or like good morning or like good afternoon.
Yeah.
Hey.
Conversation's
Mm.
hard, man.
Yeah.
I hope I know you. So if I dap you up, like I know you. You're a real one. You're a real
You
one.
know,
If I don't,
love-
then I'm like, what's up?
yeah. Okay, well, I still dap him up, but The best dap to me, if
Depends.
it's a really good dap, part 1, and then dap, and then hug. Boom.
I do a lazy dap. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to get that perfect sound. I'm just like, we'll slap our hands together, pull it apart. That'll be good.
And I got to Andrew about this. Like, he doesn't. I only hugged him like a couple times, not every time, but I always want to hug him. But he's like, I'm not a hugger.
What? Where's mine?
Ethan.
Where my hug at?
What the
That's
heck?
crazy. That's
I
crazy.
want to
He wants
hug.
Ethan's
wanna
hugs are
hug. This
weird.
guy-
We're slowly
guy
moving
don't
up.
wanna
We're moving
hug
up to
me.
daps.
This guy
We're moving up to
wanna-
daps and fist bumps, but I'm not gonna hug him yet.
Man, you know what?
Same.
You're wild. You know, I don't share my hugs with everyone. All right.
I think I hug you every time, David.
Yes,
Bye and
sir.
goodbye.
They're tight like that.
It's because
Oh,
Ethan
no.
makes his hugs weird. He's like, "Oh, come here, you."
Come here. Come here.
No,
It's too
he's so
bony.
big. He's so big.
Yeah. And like put
No,
my head against
honestly,
Ethan's
bro,
chest.
I've started to. Short people, come on, get taller, man. Like I hate hugging y'all. I have to
doing my
like,
best.
I have to do this weird thing where I got my arms down.
Yeah.
Over us?
And y'all are hugging around my waist. So
You're like
like,
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like so weird. I'm like,
Look,
I can't. This is not a good hug. I have to get on my knees or
it's
something.
terrible for the tall people when you can see the person in front of you and your toes.
If you're in
You're
one frame, when I look down, something's wrong.
The peripheral. Peripheral.
But yeah,
Wait,
I still would like a hug though.
back to the sharing the gospel thing. Even though I'm pretty extroverted, I still find it super difficult to share the gospel. Because yes, I may enjoy speaking to people, but I don't think I've really like shared the gospel to people outside of my friend group or like people that I already know. Because I think you brought up something in Walmart, and I'm assuming it was a stranger or something, right?
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
No,
Like,
that's hard too. But I
that's
feel like
scary.
extrovert is like it's easy to overcome. Like
I see.
it's easier to get out there and talk to people since you already like have
Oh, I
those
see,
skills,
I
I
see.
guess. Introverts still they have to struggle with learning how to conversate, how to get to the gospel part. And then
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
think of prime extrovert, it's those people who speak in movies loud, like, "Does he fly?" And then like Superman flies or something like that. I don't know. Or like people who like will not care what they say in public because they don't have a care in the world. Like to me, it's like he's him or something like that. Like for example, we had a friend's birthday and it was a sushi. And I was like, I literally don't ever do this, but I was like, you know what? I'll do it. It's funny. And I was like, I had built up so much courage, but I was like, I was like standing up, acting as I was going to go to the car to get a gift for him. But I actually stood up and I was like, it was a packed restaurant, by the way. I was like, hey, everyone, it's my brother Andy's birthday. Can we all say happy birthday to him? And we all sing happy birthday to him. And it was so cool. But I was like, dang, I would never do this.
That's great. So fun.
That's- that sounds like a funny story. I'm glad I wasn't there, but that sounds funny.
It was embarrassing. It was funny.
Did he appreciate it though?
Yeah, we got free sushi afterward.
Well, there you go. It's a win.
Yeah, because it was his birthday. It was like he gave us like some fatty salmon, whatever, tuna, whatever. It was good.
Oh man, Andy has so much experience with sushi.
Yeah.
So many sushi stories.
Sharing the gospel. Yeah, I mean, how often outside our friend group? I guess in the uncomfortable, in the war zone.
Almost never. For me.
I
Like
only
that one time and I dipped.
I only ever share to people I know, or yeah, it's never. I've never done complete strangers like cold calling. I've never done that.
That scares me.
I've done it whenever we did like these like evangelism stuff, but I don't really get that much of an opportunity outside of that because I like software dev and I work from home. It's like I barely interact with people at all. You know, there's some days I don't talk to anyone. Like I don't say a word. But I think what helps the most is first you need to practice. So if you want to, then you just got to get yourself out there and get rejected or mess up a lot. You know, you just got to practice. And two is just you got to really have a heart and mission. And that's for all of us. Every believer should have a heart of evangelism. I don't know if you'll be a missionary, but you should have some type of heart to share the gospel. But yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
kind of
one of
did
them.
it. Oh, sorry. You can continue.
Oh, I was going to say like yeah, one of the masters is our friend from Austin, Tybin, who like knows every like trick in the book to like
Yeah, he's confident.
lead the conversation into a
Mhm.
gospel centered.
Somehow, his
Yeah.
segues are crazy.
It's like,
Segues
oh,
are
you got
crazy.
tattoos too?
Oh.
You know, like you got tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
It's like,
realized that's not.
yeah,
yeah, who I
it's like,
wanted.
wow, you do such a great job at your job, man. It's like,
Oh, look at those muscles, man. But you know who's stronger?
That's good. That's good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I inadvertently shared the gospel at the beginning of the semester with my physics table group. So on the first day, I introduced myself to everyone, and then one of the guy asked for my socials, and then we exchanged Instagrams. And his bio was "Saved by Grace." I was like, "Oh wow, cool. I think he's a believer." Then we talked about it with the other two group mates there, and then they asked us questions. We didn't directly share them, but they were curious. So then that's how we shared together.
Mhm.
But I didn't really initiate any of it. It was them asking me questions, and then it's, oh, this is my opportunity to share what I know. And then I had a partner. I had a buddy, yeah, my partner, to help me with that too. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think it shows that like especially when you practice too, it's like we think people don't want to talk about it, but some people like got legitimate questions and like want to know and like will engage in conversation.
Mm.
So we don't know until we ask, you know, so you just got to get yourself out there.
Mhm.
That's my big problem. It's like thinking that no one wants to talk about it, but
Mm.
you got to get past that.
And I think that situation also reminded me to like be prepared because they would ask some pretty difficult questions, and then in the moment when I'm kind of unsure or I get nervous, like I would know these things. Like they ask about like, oh, why does God allow evil and all that?
Mhm.
Like I would get nervous and not really know how to do it or how to explain it well. But then my friend Peyton, the guy with the bio, explained it pretty well. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So that just reminded me, be like, I got to be on top of my stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's fine if you don't know it. You can just say you don't know,
Mhm.
and it's I don't know. And then maybe they'll want to find out themselves, or I don't know. Even if they don't, I don't know.
I,
They're still curious.
I always do that. I'll get back to you. Or
Yeah,
good question. Good question.
yeah.
I'm gonna do my own digging and I'll get back to you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're like going to stay on top of it. I think I hear that like that helps a lot of people. Like, yeah, I don't know, but you know, I'll try to get back to you and if I know, you know.
Mhm.
Like for me it's always trying to just point, you know, to Jesus and like say like I'm not sure, but like we can find out.
Mhm.
You know,
I think
there's
there
like
are a lot of
I know where to go.
questions out there about God that some of the answers are just I'm not sure. I'll ask God in heaven, or something like that. Because some of them you just don't know, but can only speculate. Or
Mm.
Yeah.
like, how does maybe God thought like this, or some of them you just don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Um, but yeah, I think it's still good to be prepared, and of course, you don't know. Just be honest. Um, for me, like Andrew's saying, like his workplace, he doesn't have a lot of opportunities. Mine's all opportunity. Just because of like I'm in a clinic, and so there's only like a few times where I was able to share. More often times, it's not about sharing the gospel. It's more like because most of them are, for some reason, I always encounter like Christian patients because our clinic is like a Christian clinic, whatever. So it's usually talking about like, oh, what you did from Bible study in Revelation. I was like, I learned about wormwood, and then
Wormwood.
and like uh the trumpets and all that, and then I'll have talks about predestination and all that stuff, and they'll go hard on, you know, a view that I never thought of. Like I met an Arminianist. I was like, oh shoot, we just talked about it, and I literally just met one like a week or two ago. But conversations like those are great in terms of with other believers or maybe like potential believers. But sharing the gospel, even I'm uncomfortable, or not uncomfortable, but like I need to overcome the boundary and practice more. But it's like, if we have the tools and we don't use them, then what use is it? So, but yeah, I don't know. Extroverted, introvertedness. It's a good topic. I feel like y'all take the test, that 60 personality testing. IFP,
Yeah, I'm
whatever
pretty sure I was like 92% introverted.
He was up there.
I'm like crazy introverted. And David was crazy 50-50. Like I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like
Down the line, I was like-
49-51, like it was crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do one on podcast.
Oh shoot. Let's do it right now. What's up?
Yo, it's a lot. Of
I feel like every time I do it, I get something slightly different though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was an extroverted when I was a child.
Oh man, this
Not
guy.
now, man. Not. I peaked in childhood, man. I was wild. I was wild.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. Same. Yeah.
You think-
No.
Oh, not
guys.
you, but I same for me.
okay.
Yeah, no, Ethan, you peaked as a child.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, 2016 camp, I remember. That was peak.
Oh shoot, he remembers.
Same group. Andrew had road rage back then. I didn't know that. I can see why though. Houston is,
Bro,
man,
yes.
oh my
drivers
gosh,
are
bro.
crazy,
I hate
dude.
driving in Houston.
Houston drivers are crazy, man.
Oh, I should have took toll. One of my, it was so bad on the way back.
Man.
Mhm.
I've never
Hey,
been
man.
more impressed with my driving than driving back from Houston. Bro. It's like,
That's why I was
Yeah.
like, we're going to stay away from Bel Air because if we get down there, it's going to be real bad for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's tragedy. Oh yeah, how's like okay? I always hear this thing about Texas and being bad drivers. Is that true? From Tim from California, is it? Are we bad
California's worse, bruh.
drivers?
California's way worse.
So bad.
I keep hearing like, oh, don't drive in Texas. They're a little crazy. They're
No, no,
they're a
no.
little too much.
When I first came and I got to know my group and we were talking about driving, they brought up how in Houston at least, road rage is crazy. Like they will shoot you. And that scared me. I was like,
Mhm.
like actually shoot you? He's like, yeah. They're like, I always hear it on the news. Someone like gets shot while they're driving because of road rage.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
scared
yo,
me.
man.
But I haven't heard of any in my area and any of that. So it's not terrible. But I will say I hate on Texas driving for fun, but it's not that bad compared to California. California people are a lot more selfish and they drive really fast and they don't really care about anything else. They need to get from A to B and they'll do any means to get A to B almost. Especially in SoCal. It's crazy down
Mhm.
there.
See,
Oh.
in Texas, we drive fast, but we got a system, man.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
knows we
understand.
drive fast, so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going. So left lane, you better stay out of that unless you're trying to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
like
I know
90
what you're
or
saying.
95.
That's how I feel the difference between like Houston or Texas and Cali is. Like our drivers here like are terrible, but our system of like driving is fine. In California, like their drivers might be better, but their road system,
There's no
everything
system.
sucks. So then it makes them worse drivers because like the system's just bad in general. So it becomes crazy. I'd rather drive in Houston than in Cali, but I feel like our drivers are scarier. But you
I
can
think
avoid
everything in
them,
Texas
whatever.
it's just faster.
Mhm.
Like
Is that true?
I think so.
I've been to other states and I didn't feel a difference.
Really. Or Houston was weird for me when I was going to the rally. When I got into the Houston area, half the drivers were like below speed limit and the other half were like crazy above it.
Fine. Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? So people are like braking suddenly and people are swerving randomly.
yeah.
And I'm like,
That's what.
this is
Yeah.
crazy.
On I-10 is terrible like that. Yeah.
But Tim, how far was like all the restaurants from like California? Because everywhere I drive to, it's like 20 minutes at least.
Where I lived, 10 minutes to get to like, because we were in a pretty big city or in the Bay Area. Everything's very close to each other. So like we could grab boba like 3 minutes away, 5 minutes
You
away.
like you live in the city or like outskirts?
If downtown was right here, I live like right here.
Is that close? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know because right now I live way out of Austin, and that's the biggest city. That's the big city close to me.
hmm
But from my
Yeah.
house to Austin is like a good 30, 40 minutes. Where
Yeah.
for me, back in Cali, I was only 10 minutes away from downtown San Jose, whatever. Which is
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wow, I guess that is close. Yeah,
I'm about to go Cali
Yeah.
this week.
fun.
Craziness. Are you driving or flying?
Driving.
That's you.
Oh,
Ooh,
Just assume I'm always driving, bro.
bro, I hate driving. Does anyone like driving?
I like driving.
I
I
like
know you're
driving
trolling
short
David, so-
distances.
I like
Yeah.
driving.
I like
Not
driving,
traffic.
but not traffic.
There you go.
I hate
I
driving.
agree with Andrew.
Driving is just the worst. Like you can't even do anything except steer a wheel.
Actually, sometimes when I drive, I have this crazy thought of like, especially when I'm driving my siblings, I'm always like,
Crazy thought.
I have so much powers. I have so much power in my
Now we
head.
all think that. We all think.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean,
like,
we all
one wrong
think that.
move, and it's just, what's up, Jesus? You know? Feels like,
What's up?
and we
What?
we would
What?
in California, it's a lot more hilly. So sometimes when we go up the hill, and sometimes there's railing, sometimes there isn't any railing. I'm always like, what if I just like,
Hey,
what if?
he's not
Oh,
driving us
bro.
ever again.
Yeah,
My
we
gosh.
call those bro. Oh, that
Intrusive
timing.
like
That was the worst time I've ever had in the car when Tim drove us.
What are you
It was
talking about?
only like a 10-minute drive, but I was the worst driver I ever experienced.
Ah.
It was fun. It was fun.
He
He
was
played the worst
swerving,
music. It was.
He was driving
we
with
were
one
going
hand and the other one
so
like an
fast.
EDM, like. Do, 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 do.
And then what made it even worse was like your sister was vibing with it, like, yeah, this is pretty good. So like,
It's fun. I like to give
It's just-
my passengers an experience.
that was
It's a
Yeah, I'm-
it's a free roller coaster.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, he's never
yeah.
driving me.
I
again.
guess.
Wow.
Don't worry, you're next, Andrew. Next
No,
time
no, no, no.
it's gonna
I'm
be a
good.
party.
Oh man.
Dang. Because like I had the same thought as you, but it's like, dude, I got like precious cargo in my car. Like I better like lock in.
Oh,
Like I can't do anything like to hurt these people. So I'm like the opposite.
Yeah. Okay, when it's a stranger or like someone I don't drive often, then I'm more careful. But if it's people I know, I care less. But
yeah, me too.
but I
Me too,
should
for sure,
probably
for sure.
care.
Bro.
Probably care just the same
Yeah, I
amount.
do too.
Like I remember first time Ann was in my car, bro. I was like, I gotta protect Ann Jaden. I gotta protect Ann for Jaden, bro. Like I can't mess this up for my boy. And but now I don't care, man.
It wasn't even for Ann. It was for Jaden. Like what?
What?
Yeah, who cares about Ann, bro? It's all for Jaden.
Interesting.
Yeah, do it for him.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on male and female friendship?
I would love to believe that can happen. I think it can happen, but I don't know. I think it's sus.
Elaborate.
Like
Or like,
ah,
what about the females at your church then? Or the girls at your church?
oh yeah, then they're fine. But I don't know if it's like a girl like I first met or something. Then I don't know. It's like different mindset. And it's like I don't know.
It's weird for me because I don't think that's the thing. I don't think guys and girls can be friends.
Mm.
But
Like,
I
They can
would
just
say,
be friends.
at
right?
all?
yeah, no, at all. Like, can just be friends.
Can't be friends at all.
But then, can't be purely just friends forever.
Mhm. I think I
But
understand what you're saying.
But it's kind of hypocritical because when I think about my life, there's a lot of girl space friends that I have. So it doesn't really add up. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's possible. But somehow I do have these friends. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts?
Uh, I think guys and girls can be friends. Like I have friends that are girls, even outside my church, who I've known for a while. Um, it's just, you know, like for example, uh, most of my friends that are girls are actually dating or married or whatever, right? Um, which means that, to me, my mindset's like, okay, yeah, nothing could ever happen, but doesn't mean like, I'm all buddy buddy up in them, you know. So there's still boundaries with any girl for me, even if in my church. Except the only difference between my church girls and other people out there that I'm not as comfortable with, is that my church girls I can hang out one on one because I don't care about that at all. Like I never, like, and so there's that. Um, but I think girls in general, there's always be boundaries, whether they're taking it or not, or whether you have that mindset or not. It's just, I don't know. At least in the context of my church, girls, friends, they're all like sisters to me. So it's like, I don't. Uh, but I think girls and guys can be friends. I think if you keep, like if you keep hanging out and talking and all that, and nurture, and you're both single and all that stuff, it keeps rolling. I think eventually something could happen, in which feelings and all that stuff could arise, and so that's when you wouldn't just be friends and you're interested. But that's just my take. If you keep the ball rolling, then yeah. Like if you keep talking, then for sure something's gonna happen. So that's just something, I'm not saying to shy away from us, but like just be aware that's gonna happen. And if you don't want that to happen, then just stop the ball. Don't keep it rolling. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like David. I mainly prefer hanging out or like friendship with girls who are like not so much dating, but like they're probably like gonna get like engaged soon. So like I'm like, I feel like there's no pressure or anything, and if they're married, like I find that a lot easier to have friendship. But like as also what David said, you gotta really watch your boundaries. Because like just because they're married doesn't stop
Temptation.
temptation and sin. Yeah. So I'm in the camp that like 90% of the times, like a guy and a girl probably can't just be friends hanging out one on one. Um, I get what David said, like cheating his sister, but even then, like I want to take it a little further. But I think that's just like because how strongly I feel about it, and um, I always like to think about the mermaid theory. It's like a guy and a girl, like they're friends, and he sees her as a manatee, like ugly, fat, like
Where's this
unattractive.
going?
Wait,
You know where mermaids come from, right? Like they think like
Manatees?
sailors were like so lonely at sea that they saw manatees or like some whales in the sea, and they thought they were like beautiful women, right? And so that's where like mermaids come from.
I've never heard this in my life.
Never heard of that? Oh, okay.
Never.
Um, so that's like one of the theories where like mermaid comes from. And
I've never
so
watched
like, a manatee or like a beluga whale is like,
it.
this ugly, fat, like sea creature, like you have no attraction to it, right? And so your friend can be like a manatee, but then one day, like you just wake up and then she's a beautiful mermaid and you're like, whoa, what happened? You know? Uh so that's how I feel. It's like, if you just like you leave it unaddressed, like sometimes you just wake up and it's different, or like it just caught you off of guard and like, whoa, like we started like sharing a lot and like making this like emotional connection or something, or you just see
Yeah.
her in a different physical light, and then
Yeah.
like it becomes hard for a guy and a girl just to be friends. So I think most of the times, yeah, it's really hard. So for I'm not saying that guys and girls shouldn't be friends. I think you should just engage more in a context that has just not one-on-one. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then when you are engaging on one-on-one, that's because you are
Interesting.
moving it beyond
Yeah.
friendship.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even say like you have to be interested in dating, but like if you're interested in moving it just beyond to see,
Mhm.
I don't know how much I believe in that. I feel like I might change that stance, but I think that's how I view it right now. So
Mm.
guys and girls, very difficult to be friends.
Mhm.
But it shouldn't stop us. We just gotta be so careful and aware of like what's
Yeah.
going on.
You said 90-10 percentage wise?
I think 90% of the times, like a guy and a girl, just friends shouldn't be hanging out alone.
I would go 50-50.
50-50, yeah. So
I think 50 time. Then I think I think they can be friends. You just need boundaries. And
Yeah.
then it's just different from male friends, but you still can be friends.
You
yeah,
guys
I
need
don't
to like
know.
define what a friend is then too. You know, like what makes a
Mhm.
friend
Acquaintance,
acquaintance
friend.
or friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, huh?
But also
Where would
growing up
friend be?
growing up for me, like in the church at least, the reason why I say like a lot my church, like they're like whatever, is because I think the demographic our church is usually like 70% girls, 30% boys, and so I grew up with a bunch of like older like leaders or like friends that were just girls, and I was just being babied as the little boy, and so I just grew up in that atmosphere. So to me, that's why. But yeah, I guess we should define like when do you, for boy or girl, friend.
Boy immediately.
Uh,
Girl.
dude, hey, we vibe.
Hey, we vibing? We vibing. I don't know. Guys is probably easy. One Valorant session, you're pretty much friends. One restaurant trip with I don't know.
dang, I get in Valorant.
Yeah. Like a lot of my college friends, I'd say if I were actually to like call them friends, out of like 50 people that I could consider friends, only like 5 of them I would actually consider friends. And then the rest of them are just like acquaintances because I don't know. Do you have to like for you guys to label someone as a friend, do you have to be like at a certain like vulnerability, transparency with them? Or is it just because you vibe well with them? I don't
I
know.
think it's vibes.
I think for me, it's how much I care about them. Like, if I care about you, then we're friends.
Mhm.
You heard it here, folks. He does not care about all of you.
Whoa, I did not say that. I have a very
Yeah,
big
if
heart,
he
a
doesn't
very
know
caring
about
heart.
if he's never seen you, he's never cared about you. So
Mm.
not your friend.
No, I think I'm the same too. Yeah. Like for example, we had like a conference down here, so a lot of people who are like acquaintances like came down, and I was like, yeah, I kind of know who you are, but like you need somewhere to stay. Like, all right, like I'll take care of you or whatever. And by that, it's like, yeah, we're friends. Like, I probably haven't talked to them in since, but like the next time we see each other, like we'll take care of each other and stuff like that. Whenever I remember them in my prayers, I will pray for them and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So I would call those people friends, even though
How
it's like
many
not the typical like we talk every day or something.
how many friends do you think you guys have? So like how much you said how much you care about wait, what care?
How many
Care,
people?
yeah.
Or
Wait. Oh, so it's like differences between friends and acquaintances. Wow.
Yeah, so it's like if David came down to Houston, like I wouldn't really hit him up. So we're like Barely. Yeah, that's it. I'm just kidding.
I mean, he wouldn't do the same to you either. So
True. You
he
know,
said he
last
would go. He was
time
going to
I went
Austin.
to Dallas. Yeah.
Wait, no.
What? Huh?
Last time you went to Dallas, we hung out.
Yeah. What happened?
Last time we went to Dallas before that, we went to DT. Last time you went to Dallas before
Didn't
that,
he ditch you?
when did I
I
ditch
don't
you?
Didn't
remember.
David bail?
But no, we did get food last time I went.
Uh-huh. I mean, you
Yeah.
came for your conference for the Awaken. We came out. I brought the gang for you. We got chicken, and we got ding tea. Man. Anyways, I just lost a friend. If you were asking how many numbers I had.
-1.
So, well, we got like 50 something subscribers, so I would say I have about 50 something friends.
We actually have 60 at
I
this
have like
point. I
50
checked.
friends.
We have
Oh
60
yeah,
now.
I can't believe it. Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
That's
60.
Oh,
wild.
really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have 60 friends. So
And 5 of them are myself.
I got 10. That's me.
Friends. You know,
That's a tough
I used to
question.
think
Now that I
about
think
this.
about it,
Yeah, I used to think about this actually back then. Like, how many friends do I have?
Because I don't know if there's a line. Like, when does someone cross the acquaintance to friend line? It's like, and does it stay that way? Like, sometimes
Mm.
you don't see them for a while, and then they're an acquaintance again.
If I ever
Like-
have a wife, but if I ever have a wife, but she would hate me, but I think anyone who's a friend, you're invited to my wedding.
Interesting.
If you're an acquaintance,
Interesting.
you better start working up.
like a lot of my high school friends, I don't think they're friends anymore. Just because of we went different paths. I moved. I don't spend time. I don't talk to them as often. But I know when we see each other again, it won't be awkward.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But I don't think we're friends anymore.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
For me, I
Yeah.
would still consider those people friends.
Like, okay, if I come up to you and we have and I have to ask what school you go to, you're not my friend.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You're you're an acquaintance.
Mm.
But like I have to ask that to get to know you better, so you can become my friend.
Mm.
But like, if I start off like that, I guess you can still be my friend. I can ask that, but because I just want to see how you're doing. But
I don't know what Tim's school goes to. He's still my friend. What school you go to, Tim?
what school you
Austin
go to?
Community College.
Alright, Salcombe boys.
Hey. But like, if I have to keep asking you surface level questions to like keep building conversation, then we're probably an acquaintance. But if like I can talk to you about like anything, or, like, bro, I had this like ramen yesterday. It was awesome, bro. It was like legit. Then we're pretty close.
If y'all heard my Beyblade story, you're a friend.
You got 60 friends.
Very interesting story.
What?
Very strange. That's a
Very
real
sad. Very
friend.
sad. Very sad.
How many
Sad.
Beyblades you got, David?
Sad. How many Beyblades I have?
Yeah.
3 of them are in the box right now.
You have 3
Uh,
friends, buddy.
Oh, they're more
Well, they're
than
in the
friends.
box. So I'm not even sure they're friends.
Look, Toy Story. Those toys were still Andy's friends. All right.
Actually, Andy dipped. Andy dropped him. Dropped him for the roster. So
You made
Uh-huh.
real friends, David.
sorry.
Look, sometimes they move during at night and they just start spinning. Okay. They're still-
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good question,
Um,
though. I have to think about it.
Like what you consider as a friend, or who you
Yeah.
consider as a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
We
care
did a
about that.
hierarchy, like a pyramid one time, like
Yeah,
a
we did.
best friends, blah blah blah.
I forgot what
Um,
we said.
I mean, then what would you consider a best friend? Or best friends? Can you have multiple?
I'll tell my deepest, darkest secret.
That brings up a good question. Do you guys have secrets?
Is it a
'Cause I-
secret?
Sure.
Who's
I
asking?
don't know because I think I'm
Who's
pretty.
asking?
I don't think I have secrets.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have stuff I keep to myself. Is that secret?
Like, what makes it a
See, that's the
secret?
definition of a secret.
Oh, like things
Like-
people don't know about you, or you're unwilling to tell them, or you don't want to tell them.
Yeah, I do. I guess. Maybe it's. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
there's some stuff Ethan won't tell us. We tried.
Yeah.
Gotta dig harder. Keep digging.
Oh, I actually, now that I think about it, I definitely will. I'm definitely not telling y'all some stuff. I still love you.
Yeah, if
Huh.
I had to like think about secrets, it's like something you purposely don't tell someone else. It's like there are things that I don't tell you guys because I never comes up or you never
Yeah.
ask and I never. But like nothing I'm holding. So if I am I holding anything, and I think I am. Of course, everyone has something they're holding that.
Tim's got no secrets.
I don't think so. That's the thing. I think people have to ask for me to say, "Oh, I'm gonna keep that to myself," to know I have a secret. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But on the top of my head, I can't think of anything that I would not.
Does it count
No.
as your secret if someone tells you their secret and they say, "Hey, don't tell anyone else"? Is that now your secret as well?
That's their
Yes.
secret. Wait, what?
Sure.
Wait,
Like,
or
does
is
that-
it your secret?
Yeah,
It's
does
a
that
secret.
does that
but,
occupy
It's
your
a
like?
secret. It's
Yeah.
not mine.
But now you know it, and so it's like that's a
Oh.
secret I have to keep now.
Then I have secrets.
There you go.
yeah,
Okay.
He's got
I think
secrets.
so.
Okay, sure.
He's got the juice.
Yeah.
Okay, we all share one.
You're fucking dangerous, kid, buddy.
I shared plenty.
Oh man, that'd be wild.
Have y'all ever stolen something from a store before?
Yes,
No.
No.
I've stolen from the library on accident.
On an accident. Actually, it better
On
be an
accident?
accident. Stealing from the library? Come on, man.
Who steals a
I've
book?
I've stolen before, but not like from a store. Like, like you stole something you were supposed to buy. Like I just stole a thing from someone else.
So like we're talking about shoplifting.
No, let's talk
Better
about stealing in general
shoplifting?
then. Stealing from a friend.
Well
Stealing
then
from
yes,
store.
of course we all stolen. Come on.
Yes.
I wanted that Optimus Prime toy, alright? I needed
Yeah.
it.
I wanted a little
That was
hot
mine.
rod, the Hot Wheels toy, and I stole it.
He wouldn't give it to me. I needed it. I needed it. It
I
was
wanted
mine.
more. I wanted it more.
I deserved it more. I blew out the candles. It was his birthday, but I did it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, you're a
wild, bro.
menace.
On his birthday.
You're actually a menace. Oh my gosh.
I did steal an Optimus Prime thing though, but I didn't give it back. I just never saw them again. I forgot who I stole it from.
No, when I was
That was when
younger,
I was like 5 or something.
yeah, when I was younger, I stole a lot. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember vividly, like young and stealing a little like race car from this place that like had like a room with toys for kids while their parents go do whatever. And I remember like in the car ride back home and I had it and I like felt so bad, and I was like, and I don't remember what I did with it, but I just remember like never playing with it again because I felt so bad.
The guilt.
I didn't feel
Yeah.
bad.
I
I
didn't
just-
feel bad at
I
all.
just felt bad that I got caught.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
my
a
mom
fact.
saw like, hey,
amateur.
what is that?
Yeah. I think I also stole like one of those Hot Wheel things from my babysitter's house. And then I was on the ride home from with my dad, and I was like, I felt so bad looking at it. I was like, Andrew. But then it's not like but then I felt so bad. I told my dad, I stole this car, Dad. He was like, what? And I was like, and he was like, go give it back. I was like, okay. I just sold myself out. I was like, I'll turn myself in.
He's a good boy.
Turn myself in.
What a good boy.
Back in elementary school, we would have field trips to the tech museum back in Cali, and there's a room where it's like a marble race. And I loved marbles back in the day. So anytime I saw one I didn't have, pocket, and I would bring them home, and I felt no guilt. I would play with them all the time. I think I still have some till today.
wow.
Is that bad? You guys felt guilt? But I was like, it's from a big corporation. It's a big. They don't need one marble, 2, 3, 10, whatever. They don't need it. They have so many already.
Yeah, no, true.
It's like
But it's
Robin
no-
Hood.
But you didn't steal and give to like
I
the
was the
needy.
poor. I was.
I was the poor.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hmm.
Stealing.
Yeah, and then I don't think I've ever stolen anything. Maybe you can say I'm a time thief, and I've stolen time from work.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like you're supposed to be working.
Mm. But he's
We're
on
gonna cut that out.
Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out.
Andrew's boss.
My boss is watching.
Still works very hard.
I get my work done.
Yes.
Mm.
Work done. Yeah. I mean, secrets. Like, Tim says he has no secrets, I guess, or he does have secrets because he has other people's secrets. Yeah, I think for me too. Like, if you ask me, I'll most likely tell you. I don't know. Unless it's related to someone else besides me. If it's just me, then sure, I'd most likely, but maybe other, yeah.
If it doesn't
Maybe.
affect anyone else, then I'll tell you.
Yes. Yes. Most likely for me. To give me a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ask me, do
Yeah.
I wash my feet? Yeah.
So if you got any questions that you want to ask David, leave it in the comments, and he's gonna
He'll
answer.
answer truthfully
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
because he has no secrets.
Yeah. Just ask and you might receive. You might. I mean, what's it called? For Tim, since you like moved from California and like Austin and everything, like in future wise, like when you settle down, when you think you're about to settle down, even though you're like your first year of college, like would you want to stay in Texas or California or anywhere?
Thought about that a lot because ever since the move, I'm like, because I always thought I'd live in California forever. This would be my home. I must settle there. But now that I'm here, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
I do like Texas a lot, though. I like it. Maybe not where I am right now, because I kind of live in the middle of nowhere, and everything is really far. So maybe
Yeah.
closer to the city, maybe. But also, I don't like being in the city. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Where do y'all want to settle? Where do y'all see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, long term?
Probably on the street.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
Me and Ethan's gonna we'll be performing on the little what was it called? The little island with our signs. Money.
Give money, please.
Hey, you're on the
Anything
podcast.
helps.
Why are you here?
Yeah, I once had a very successful podcast, 60 subscribers, but it
He's
all
talking
went
his, like-
downhill after the Andrew epidemic.
Whoa.
Oh man, Andrew's like sermon in 5-10 years is like, man, had a group of boys. We were like this, and now they're. You saw them across Walmart, yeah.
That was them. I told them to give everything they had. They actually did
The poverty gospel.
it.
Yeah. Where do y'all see yourself long term? 5-10 years. What y'all doing? Where y'all at? If you know, it's like the essays that English teachers always ask you to make.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to be doing the same thing I'm doing right now, just maybe to a better standard or higher degree. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm also
5 to
old,
10
so
years.
my life is pretty much normal. You guys are still in school, so 5 years could be a big change for you guys.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Maybe Dave will have like a house or an apartment. Or he's still living with his parents.
5-10 years.
I don't
Figure it
know.
out.
I actually right now, I actually can't predict my future. I don't know what I'm doing. Like when I was in high school, like okay, I'm going to this college. Like I'll be there. But
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
now I actually just have no clue where I'm going. But
Are you guys
Andrew's set, bro,
ever scared though, or like anxious about the future?
all the time, for me.
When I was in college and thinking about like working after college, yes. But now that I'm working, no.
Mm.
Sounds like a good life.
Well, I don't know. I also found Jesus in the meanwhile, so I don't know, but I'm not very anxious for the future. Yeah.
Yeah. I anxious, maybe borderline getting there. Or I was and now I'm like, okay now. But maybe is concern still the same thing? In terms of like, yeah, career. That's it. Am I worried? Not necessarily. But am I concerned and I'm gonna put effort in and all that stuff to, I don't know what's gonna happen? Sure, yeah, that's me. But am I worried to enough where I'm stressing? Not necessarily. Maybe when I graduate. So, things like that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's just me. But no.
I always have this thought where, because I don't think I'm worried or anxious about the future, because I'm always like, oh yeah, God provides and everything is in His hands. Like my life is already laid out, right? But then I also feel like that's me being, what's the word?
Complacent,
Naive?
lazy.
Complacent. So I don't know. I'm like, am I just being like complacent and putting it off and using God as an excuse? Or is this a valid thing to feel because of whatever?
think I think complacency is dangerous. If you find yourself in that identification, um, just because like you're indifferent, like I could care less because you know I'm like where I'm at. So you're indifferent to things, and you don't tend to. What we hear often is like be comfortable, being uncomfortable, or like getting out there. Um, whether that be for work or not, but we're still called to strive for excellency in all we do to represent Christ. So complacency, if you find yourself there, is dangerous. Um, but not to say that God doesn't provide or things like that. But you know, if you find yourself and identified as complacent, then you're in a dark spot, in my opinion.
I try not to worry about it too much, but I can't help but worry about it, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like my eternal future, I'm chilling, but like the future for my human mind, oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking too good. But we overcome.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. Like, we don't want to be like apathetic or complacent. Like, we all know in our heads, like, yeah, God provides, but He provides whether I'm rich or whether I'm poor, and He provides whether I'm alive or sick. And like a very like one of the options is like I die, and then at that point it's like, are you actually then worried about stuff? And I think most people when they're like faced with questions like that, then you see that, you know, the wrestling with the truth that, yeah, God's got you. It's like they want God to get them, but like not when it's like gonna change their life drastically, or they'll be poor or it's sick, you know, in their health or whatever. So like if you don't want that, then you got to do something, So like if you want a good future for yourself, you should um study and work hard and try to do it, because that's life. You can't just use a crutch and say God's got me and then sit back and do nothing about it, because God could be like, yeah, I got you, now suffer and live here on Earth for 6 more months and then die. Like you gotta be okay with that. So I don't know. I always feel like you just gotta put your work in, and then you ultimately trust, but you can't stay complacent.
James.
I was thinking of Job.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh. Sorry, topic just came in my head. Think about James now. Can you lose your salvation?
That came from James.
Yes, I think.
I think I'm from James. It's weird.
Where it's like the works thing.
Hmm.
We know, hear me out. Like, yes, the internal comes first and then the external will come. But there have been takes where like, okay, you lose your salvation because the fruits aren't there. But then my thought process is like, okay, then when you really saved in the beginning. But I want to hear what y'all think.
Being a Calvinist.
Go off. Go off.
I think we don't lose salvation, but I don't know. Who can really say? But I think once you're saved, then the fruit should event like come out at least in like some way or form. Yeah.
I don't think we can lose salvation if we are sealed with the Spirit. Then, like, to me, that sounds pretty solid. I have no reason to doubt that the seal can be undone or broken by anything I can do. Um, so like, yeah. So like when it comes to like faith and works, you know, I do believe that's the natural like course of our lives after we're saved. And it doesn't mean that like again, like I am complacent and then good works would just be produced. It's like when you're saved, you will hunger and thirst for that righteousness. You would seek, and all that stuff. Like obedience becomes part of what drives you, and then so forth. Um, but yeah, I don't think you. I don't think you lose your salvation, especially like by not producing fruit.
Totally
I
agree.
think the danger is convincing yourself you're saved when you're not. That's the danger. Like if you think you're saved, but in heaven you meet Jesus and he never knew you. That's the danger, and you gotta evaluate yourself. And yeah,
I think people often overlook the package of salvation, where yes, there's an aspect where we're saved, so is the salvation, but we are also transformed and we have the renewal of our mind and our inner man, Ephesians and all that, right? And then Galatians, the fruit of the Spirit, and we bear fruit. And I think a lot of times people are just like, oh yeah, I'm saved. I'm saved. There's nothing else to it. I believe I'm saved. But then with being saved comes a whole transformation and your life changes. And the fruit, you should bear fruit. And I like what Ethan said about how it could be dangerous if you lie to yourself that you're a Christian or that you believe. Because if you claim to be a Christian or a Jesus follower, but then you don't have fruits to show it or your life doesn't reflect it, then it's a dangerous game you're playing,
Mhm.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it can be harder to actually know the gospel if you think you already know it. Then you're like convinced, like I already know this. I don't
Mhm.
like. I already believe this, so I'm already chilling. But in reality, you don't do anything it actually says. Then
Are you trying
Yeah,
to
it's bad.
say that the things you thought were gain, you now count as loss?
It was all from your message, man. I was really inspired. The rock climber.
Comparison to the great value of knowing Christ.
That was a beautiful
I
segue. I love that.
I totally agree. Man, you always hear a lot of times, like especially when people do like street interviews or like something like, "Are you like Christian?" That like, yeah, like I grew up in church. My parents took me to church. My parents are Christian.
I hate that answer so much.
Like, but like that's man, that's people
Yeah.
get stuck in that, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I am. So, if I'm like Christian, then like, yeah, like of course I'll go to heaven, right? And stuff.
Mhm.
Or like I think so. So I want to really get away from it to that because, it's very easy to think that you're a part of it just because like you participate in the Christian culture. Yeah, I go to church. I come to Bible study. I know what praying is,
Mhm.
but that won't save you. It's
Yeah.
to know truly Christ, his work on the cross, his life, his death, his resurrection, uh, everything about it, Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
so proud of you guys.
Totally agree with everything you guys said. I too think it's an internal thing and then leads to the external, where when you view God and if He's number one in your life, then you respond accordingly, um, and you work out your salvation, and fruits will there. If you're a fig tree and burn no fruit, oh well, GG. Um, but I agree with you guys. But then a question I think is just to think even further. Then what confidence do you have in your salvation in terms of how do you know then? Because if it was purely by I believe, the knowledge of the gospel is not by our own merit, but because of Christ and His work that we're dressed in His righteousness and we're justified by faith despite our sin. And when Christ sees us, He sees, or when God sees us, He sees Christ, and when He sees Christ, He sees our sin. But the knowledge is there, and sure, you can trick yourself into believing it and then do all the actions, but then what can be, or what you guys think is the confidence we can have in our assurance and salvation in our own?
Can you ever be 100% like sure?
That is also a question. Yeah.
I'm 100% sure.
Because sometimes I think like, what happens if, like, I think about Christianity wrong? Well, what if the Catholics were right, bruh? I'm like, oh man, then oh gosh, I don't know, but I don't know.
Like, this question isn't to make like you viewers or anyone doubt your salvation. It's just to identify. Like
I think it's
don't
good
want.
to evaluate
Yeah,
where you're at.
because this question usually, honestly, can make people doubt. But that's not my goal at all. It's just to identify. Um, and evaluate yourself and maybe even others. So
The reason I say that I know 100% is because of faith. And that's probably one of the hardest aspects of, I guess, salvation to kind of like grasp. It's like we really want to be like a facts and stuff, like, and receive like, your baptism diploma and like, you know, God saves us and He like marks us. Like, yeah, I know, like, that mark means I'm saved. Um, but for me, it's faith. It's like I know 100% I'm going to heaven because I believe that, you know, God is my salvation. Like Christ died for me, and by believing in Him, I accept that gift and I will have eternal life. And if I was iffy or like didn't have faith in that, then I don't know, everything crumbles away. So I just believe by faith, like, and I know like it's easy to doubt yourself, and sometimes I like think I wake up in the morning like, man, what if I'm like wrong? And I'm like, no, I believe that this is what God said is written here in the Bible is like it's sure, and so I believe by faith um, that I'm saved, and so that's I don't know. For me,
And I
that's
always I always have a faith issue. For me, it's like I always hear like other religions, like, oh man, what if that's right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh no, can't be right, can't be right. And it's like, I don't know. There's just so much stuff in the world to lead me away. I always have to. I don't know. I always question. I don't want to be in an echo chamber.
Yeah. It's like I know what the word of God says about my salvation, and so I believe in it, by faith, and that's it. Like I don't know. So I'm very like I'm 100% sure, my faith, like in my salvation and everything. It's a very, I guess, difficult concept to grasp. It's just by faith you believe, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then, like as you said, like the fruits and everything that flows, and so I can evaluate my life, and by small incremental changes, sometimes large leaps. Like God has changed my life, and I see the evidence. Like God says in the Bible, like as like Tim brought up, like sanctification process and growing. Like I see that in my own life, and so I see the evidence of my salvation. But I ultimately, it's a belief in faith.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Interesting.
You wanna add on?
We might get some replies back from the pastors from that part. You know
Wait,
what?
what?
Help us out.
Dang, I wasn't
I don't
here.
know.
Wow, what happened? I wasn't here. Dang it.
It was great having our guest speaker, guest Tim.
Ooh.
Guest,
He's been saying that the
That's a
whole
guess.
time. Guest
That's a guess.
speaker.
We're
Like,
We're
saying
practicing.
yeah, he is a
saying
guest
it.
when I
speaker.
mean guest speaker, I mean someone who has a wife and a dog and kids. I'm joking. I'm joking. But we're glad to have Tim, and it's always great to
Thank you
talk
for
with the
having me.
boys.
Thank you.
Always great to have with the boys. Anything you want to leave, Tim? Socials, plug, any encouragement, anything? I beseech you, urge you, charge.
I'm not gonna plug myself, but shout out to Austin Church. I love you guys. Austin Church.
We're gonna cut that out.
Okay.
We're gonna bleep that out and say
GP.
shout out Portable Couch. I love you guys.
I
And
forgot
Portable
that
Couch
everyone's
for
GP.
having me. Portable Couch.
Wait, we have all
Oh.
four. We have all, not all the churches, but we have all cities.
Yeah.
Mm.
And all cities here.
Yeah, but it's so great talk with each other, the boys and Tim, and catching up. Other than that, though, we'll catch you in the next ocean where you can see a manatee or a mermaid, but don't get confused now. But we'll catch you on the next boat, ocean, boba. Yes. But yes, we'll catch you guys later. Like, subscribe, comment, anything you guys want to let us know. What you guys,
That's it.
other than that,
Peace.
Spotify.
Spotify. This episode will be on
Oh.
Spotify.
Peace out, buckos.
Episode will
Spotify.
be on
Okay.
Spotify.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Oh, we do. Oh,
Yeah, we got it.
I love you guys.
bye bye.
Get out more. Get out more.
He's still in the frame.
We're good. We're good. We're good.
The badonka donk.
Edit that part out.